Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter joyously ambushes Steffi. Image source: JPI. Ivy and Elektra paid Eric a visit at his home. Elektra's eyes widened as she examined the space and realized it was very different from what she was used to. Eric urged they move in with him, and her eyes welled up with tears. Love General Hospital, B&B, Days, or other soap operas? Join the debate on our SC forums. Click here to interact with fans and participate in debates immediately. Ivy used a unique method to achieving her goals. She claimed that she had been in the United States for several months. We saw her in April when she told Liam she was in Los Angeles on a stopover, but if she has been visiting or staying in town, what else has she been doing? Why did she take so long to inform her family? She told Eric about her jewelry company pitch at Forrester and casually noted how Steffi turned it down. Eric did not respond, so she brought it up again. This time he reacted. He plans to talk to Steffi and see what he can do. Ivy says not to make it seem like she went over Steffi's head. Good plan, Ivy. Steffi will never find it out. Speaking of Steffi, it's a good thing she has a thick skin, or she could become worried at work. Hope and Carter constantly telling people that Steffi makes judgments based on personal sentiments while praising each other's professionalism. Although Hope's brand has had declining sales after losing Thomas as a designer, it has not been discontinued. Despite personally pursuing and kissing Steffi's husband, Hope's line was not cut. Despite Carter's frequent reporting of the figures and Ridge's statement that he was fine with deleting the entire line, Hope's line was not cut. Steffi failed to pull the plug, thus it was not cut. I know it's a minor thing, but whether you like her or not, Steffi is the reason Hope still has a line. We were wondering why Katie and Carter's romance ended, and now we know. Carter was going home every night and devising a grand plan to keep Forrester from stagnating through mergers and acquisitions. Carter seemed to have been working on this idea for years without telling anyone. Hope even questioned him if he was just going home every night and working on it the entire time, and he smiled sheepishly and said yeah. I believe Carter meant that he found time while having an affair with Eric's wife, Quinn. Perhaps he was sleeping with Hope's aunt for several months. Carter hinted to Brooke that he had lots of others on the side who weren't good enough to receive certain items from her lingerie collection. Seriously, he has some bizarre conversations at work. But I digress. The point is that Carter now insists that Forrester swiftly expand into a global conglomerate while they are unable to keep HFTF afloat. Carter is Forrester's COO. Therefore numbers are his specialty. But he's so intent on being told yes that nothing else comes up for discussion. Carter had figures and facts 2 weeks ago and was willing to listen and engage in dialogue. Even Hope expressed her admiration for how anyone in the organization could approach him and he would listen without judgment. New Carter is the opposite. When told no, he becomes enraged, and his judgy pants are part of his uniform. Zen played an important role in the Brooks' bedroom debut, and his efforts contributed significantly to its success. Carter's proposal at the HFTF meeting last week was all about how they should do the same thing for Hope's line as they did for Brooks' bedroom. However, when Zend, the line's lead designer, attempted to speak up, Carter hushed him. Carter's support for the line has not involved any meetings with Zend, nor has he been considered for a team position. Carter appears to have taken over HFTF. Carter didn't mind interrupting a meeting between the COSOs and the main designer. He just corrected Steffi for believing she was in charge. Then, when Hope attempted to speak, he extended his hand. "Hope you don't mind," he said. Then he took it from there. It was Zen's meeting with Ridge and Steffi, but Carter pretended he wasn't present or significant. Fortunately, Zen did not notice and became Carter's most vociferous supporter after hearing what he had to say. Brooke had nothing noteworthy going on in her own life, so she went to Deacon and discussed how little was going on in Hope's personal life. She managed to make this appear newsworthy. Brooke and Deacon commiserated about poor Hope and how difficult it has been for her since Steffi discovered HFTF was suffering. Deacon was so concerned for his daughter that he wanted to march over to Forrester and confront Steffi. Yes, Deacon. How dare Steffi pay attention to a struggling line whose stats have been terrible all year? She should be told off. But just her, because as co-CEO, she bears full responsibility for making 50% of the decisions. Given all of Steffi's problems with Deacon's wife, it may be worthwhile to avoid going to Deacon and fanning his fire. Instead, Brooke had him so wound up that he wanted to scold a woman at her workplace. Brooke, it's strange that you claim Steffi is divided. Brooke told Deacon about Carter rescuing Hope. For the umpteenth time, we were treated to Carter's litany of daily accolades, which included how Hope was a beacon of light. I have a question. Why doesn't anyone hear Ridge? Ridge is the co-CEO, yet everyone always blames Steffi for every choice. Well, not all. They criticize her for not like Hope, but they ignore the fact that she has not canceled Hope's line and is still giving it time to come around. Instead of seeing Steffi's decisions as business rather than personal, they dislike her even more. Ridge has been on board with canceling HFTF, and he has never been a Hope fan, but no one considers him comparable to Steffi, at least not when they want to be upset. Hope continuously tells Steffi that she wants to end the rivalry, while telling everyone else that Steffi has a rivalry with her. Then she informs Will that the problem is that Steffi claims to want to end the rivalry but only does so when it suits her.
Huh?
Carter informed Ivy, Electra, Hope, and Brooke that Steffi bases business decisions on her emotional feelings. Was this his professional judgment on Steffi? Or his own feelings? He became really passionate while yelling about it and revealing his own views to everyone. One would expect a COO to share personal grievances with the CEO behind closed doors, rather than with workers or non-employees. But not Carter. He constantly makes allegations and personal assaults in front of everyone. Meanwhile, Will is just trying to be an intern and pick up girls, while Hope is filling his mind with stories about the massive conflict at Forrester and how he has to back her up.
To whom?
No one declared war, but based on Hope's words, Will should proceed with caution because his mother was a Logan. It could have been more productive for Hope to work on saving her line, but she preferred to observe and giggle while Will spoke with a model. Honestly, I just want to cut her line. Will even acknowledged that Steffi may have preconceived thoughts about him, but he was simply going to do his thing. Steffi has no preconceived views about Will, but Brooke and Hope have. My best example of hypocrisy occurred when Carter was having a meltdown at work. He stated that the love triangle involving Ivy, Liam, and Steffi was ancient history, and that Steffi was married with children. But he still wanted to believe that Steffi rejected his idea because of a long-standing feud with Ivy. In that rivalry, Liam chose Steffi over Ivy, so I'm not sure why they believe she has a grudge. Regardless, Hope had a remedy for the problem. Hope advised Carter to avoid Steffi, since she is unable to separate personal and professional matters. Hope explained that Ridge was Carter's best friend, and that he should approach him to gain his support. Isn't that leveraging a personal connection to make business decisions? Listening to Hope, Brooke, and Carter whine about Steffi while doing the very thing they're accusing her of is starting to sound like an alternate version of "I know you are, but what am I?" lines. Will. He just wants to be among attractive women, and he has proudly told his father that this is his current purpose. He had no idea that the girl of his dreams lived just a short walk away. He was hurrying down the Forrester hallway when he ran into Electra. That moment when he was on his knees, holding up the diamond she dropped was a preview of one of them in a 30-year anniversary flashback, and we'll all be thinking, OMG, look how young they were, like it happened yesterday. Except it was yesterday, so let's discuss that. Will was immediately smitten. Later in the salon, he recalled the entire incident in his brain and smiled from ear to ear. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. His wide smile always gets to me. I'm sure there will be lots of things Will does with which we will disagree, but for the time being, I'm enjoying Minnie Morrow lighting up the room and the TV with that wide grin. Liam wears many hats. Dad, manager, vegan, son, brother, expert flip-flopper, revisionist historian, and the list goes on.
So does he.
He can't stop talking about how much he cares about Hope. Last week, Liam thought it would be fun to reunite with Hope because it had been so long that all he remembered were the happy moments. And he is lonely. Will encouraged Liam to spend time with Hope and make her feel special, which he did. From pizza night to a video collage, Liam went all out. Liam did everything he could think of, save for roses from a corner store and a mixtape he prepared himself to persuade Hope to reunite. Hope was uninterested, but Liam had not given up. Despite being refused twice, Liam was determined to try. What's his reasoning? She didn't laugh in his face, and he realized he'd always wanted to spend his life with her. Liam believes he wants to prove to Hope that he is finally ready to show her that she is worth every effort to be faithful, committed, and exclusively interested in her. It is only a matter of time before Liam and Ivy cross paths. Will he be as dedicated to reclaiming Hope? Will he forget her and move on to Ivy? You may recall last week when Hope's boss, Carter, invited her to his loft for a private celebration without interruptions. The fire was lighted, the candles flickered, and the atmosphere was established. Carter wanted to celebrate the HFTF meeting after saving the line from being cut. "I wasn't just thinking about what's best for the company. I can't stop thinking about you," Carter told me. Did he just admit he made business decisions based on emotional feelings? Oh, martyr. Why would you say such things to someone who only accepts compliments? Why couldn't you say that in front of literally everyone else at Forrester? Carter let down his guard just as my mouth fell at the boldness of calling out Steffi in front of everyone, from Zen to Eric, and accusing her of running business based on personal rivalry. Or rather, his zipper. Hope assured him he could share anything he wanted with her, and he accepted the challenge. She took off his shirt, and he flipped her down the desk so quickly that I didn't notice him pop the buttons on her sweater. But there they were, trying to make the pose appear comfortable, when Brooke stepped in. This was troubling because Brooke appears to have a short-term memory, or perhaps she has never seen a half-naked man on the desk from that perspective, but she cried, "Carter, what are you up to?" with such emotion that I truly believed she had no idea what she was watching for a second. Carter simply let Hope speak for herself. Image source, CBS. So, now that Brooks is aware that Carter and her daughter are messing around and making business decisions based on personal impulses, what will she do? If Brooke tells Ridge, Carter's support for HFTF will not be taken seriously. And if she doesn't say anything, Carter may be convincing Forrester to take significant financial risks because they believed his prejudiced opinion. Brooke appears to be set to face the consequences of making a corporate decision while ignoring personal thoughts and connections. Or is she? The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, October 28th. Brooke demands answers over scandalous Hope and Carter discovery. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, October 28th, state that Brooke Logan will struggle to understand the shocking image she just witnessed. Passion exploded in the design office, but Carter Walton and Hope Logan couldn't close the door before Brooke discovered them together. Brooke now knows precisely what they were about to do on that desk after seeing Carter shirtless and Hope undone. Of course, Brooke will have many questions about Hope's connection with Carter and how long they've been out of the friend zone. Hope may acknowledge that this is a relatively recent development and that this was the first time they were about to push things to that degree of passion. According to BNB previews, Brooke will be shocked by her scandalous finding and may point out that anybody might have gone in there. It would have been awful if Steffi Forrester had arrived instead, so Brooke may have warned Hope and Carter to stop lurking around the workplace. If Carter wants people to take his defense of Hope for the future seriously, Brooke may insist on keeping this explosive revelation hidden. Brooke may also chastise Hope for having yet another contentious romance that could ruin things for her. However, Hope may speak with Brooke privately about Carter's pursuit of her and suggest that he could be the one-woman man she's seeking for. Brooke may be divided because she sees Hope and Carter as having the potential for happiness together. That being said, Brooke would undoubtedly like Hope to reconnect with Liam Spencer and rebuild their family with Beth Spencer. Given everything going on at Forrester Creations, Brooke may anticipate that Carter and Hope's burgeoning relationship would end in tragedy if they aren't careful. Liam may be running out of time to improve his game in order to reclaim Hope. Well, Spencer is cheering for Liam to get the reunion he wants, but he is also concerned about another guy swooping in before. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Liam will learn about some shocking news once Hope and Carter's romance is revealed, so stay in to find out when that surprise arrives. The bold and the beautiful will have some shocking couple switching this fall on CBS. Brooke Logan will be hunting for love in all the wrong places as she feels ignored by Ridge Forrester. Will she cry on the wrong shoulder? Spoiler alert. Here's what happens next on the B&B soap. Viewers of B&B know that Ridge Forrester will eventually dump Brooke Logan. After all, Taylor Hayes' life depends on it. But how about poor Brooke? Who would console her when the love of her life dumps her and runs off with his other ex-wife? The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Brooke Logan turns into Deacon Sharp? According to bold and beautiful teasers, Brooke Logan will see Deacon Sharp this week, and Hope's parents will spend a lot of time conversing in the coming weeks. Deacon and Brooke had a toxic connection on the CBS drama, and the last time Brooke resorted to him, she went off the wagon. Brooke doesn't have many people in her life to talk to about Taylor and Ridge who aren't related to them. There is only one problem with Brooke frequenting Il Giardino. Deacon is now blissfully married to Sheila Carter, and she dislikes sharing her men. Sheila will eventually become suspicious or persuaded that Deacon is cheating on her. B&B spoilers. Brooke Logan versus Sheila Carter. Brooke and Sheila have never been best friends. In fact, Brooke despises her daughter's stepmother. With all of the Ridge and Taylor drama, will Brooke understand she's on Sheila's radar and has a target on her back? If Brooke does not use caution, the claws will emerge. Love General Hospital, B&B, Days, or other soap operas? Join the debate on RSC forums. Click here to interact with fans and participate in debates immediately. Ivy used a unique method to achieving her goals. She claimed that she had been in the United States for several months. We saw her in April when she told Liam she was in Los Angeles on a stopover, but if she has been visiting or staying in town, what else has she been doing? Why did she take so long to inform her family? She told Eric about her jewelry company pitch at Forrester and casually noted how Steffi turned it down. Eric did not respond, so she brought it up again. This time he reacted. He plans to talk to Steffi and see what he can do. Ivy says not to make it seem like she went over Steffi's head. Good plan, Ivy. Steffi will never find it out. Speaking of Steffi, it's a good thing she has a thick skin, or she could become worried at work. Hope and Carter constantly telling people that Steffi makes judgments based on personal sentiments while praising each other's professionalism. Although Hope's brand has had declining sales after losing Thomas as a designer, it has not been discontinued. Despite personally pursuing and kissing Steffi's husband, Hope's line was not cut. Despite Carter's frequent reporting of the figures and Ridge's statement that he was fine with deleting the entire line, Hope's line was not cut.